Hey, this is Sara Ayler here with Softflex Company. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about our soft touch beading wire. It is our most flexible brand of beading wire. It comes in the same 3 diameters as our basic Softflex, the fine 0.014 inch, the medium 0.019 inch, and the heavy 0.024 inch. But it also comes in a 4th diameter, which is the thinnest. It is considered our very fine 0.010 inch. And that one is going to be great for embellishing, weaving, crocheting. And today I'm going to actually show you a project where I'll be weaving the 0.010 inch through some crystals or some check glass beads and attaching them onto a thicker diameter of Softflex in the black color. So what's great about Soft Touch otherwise is it is our softest, most flexible beading wire. It's about 50% more soft and more flexible than our basic Softflex. So what that means to you is if you're using it, you're going to get a really nice soft drape in your design, which some people swear by Soft Touch and don't use anything else. So to get started with the design, I'm going to clear out some space here. In the design, I'm going to be using our very fine that I spoke about earlier and our heavy in a Softflex. And I chose that because I'm actually using the black color. Soft Touch 010 is the only diameter that comes in any colors, and it comes in black, white, as well as the regular stainless steel gray color. And I'm using the Softflex black so that I can sort of match up those 2 wire colors in the design. So having said all that, this design is actually a project in the Softflex Bracelet Projects booklet. There are 8 projects in the booklet. They were designed by my coworker Kristen Fagan and I, and you'll find designs that show you how to crimp, how to knit with beading wire, how to use beading wire on a Kumihimo board, how to weave with it on a macrame board, or even knot with it as well. So there's lots of different options if you were to pick up the booklet, and that'll have all the written instructions for the project that I'm showing today. I went ahead and started the project just to make it kind of easy here for you to see. And what I did was I took 26 inches of the thick 024 Softflex and 70 inches of the very fine Soft Touch, both in black, and I strung a crimp tube onto those, a clasp, this is a toggle bar, and then went back into the crimp tube. I used a 3x3 millimeter crimp tube, and I cinched it down in the middle of the 2 wires. So you'll see I have a shorter length of the thick 024, and then I have quite a long length of the thin wire because that's what I'll be weaving with. And this is such a nice and easy project. What I'm going to do is separate out my wires, and I kind of want to find where they're naturally falling. So pick, you know, the 010 on the left that's kind of naturally on the side of that crimp, and I'll just anchor it down on this side, and the 010 on the right, anchor it down over here, and then you'll see I'm even going to anchor these down to get started. So I'll go down here at the bottom. Hopefully you can see this pretty well in the video because I know these black lines on the Macramé board might make it a little confusing. Okay, so the very next step is I'm going to pick up my first bead. I'm using just a check glass bead. You can use really any size that you want. The bracelet that I was showing you here used 10 millimeter bicones, and then I had a 6 millimeter bicone at each side. There were 20 of the 10 millimeter and 2 of the 6 millimeter. So in this case, I am using a similar size to the 10. These are probably about an 8 millimeter, and I'm just going to use one size the whole way. And rather than bicones, these guys are more of a rondelle. So you can really switch it up, and you can use smaller or bigger beads. It's really up to you. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to go ahead and string my bead onto the left Soft Touch 010 wire. And bring it up to the center. The first bead is always the most difficult, so keep that in mind as you get started. And I'm going to string the right wire of the Soft Touch 010 through the right side of that bead. So I'm going in the opposite direction that I just went in with the left side. And you'll see that'll kind of pull it snug here. I'm working in kind of a small space so you guys can see as close up as possible. I want to snug that down, and then what I'm going to do is actually pass under this wire on the left like this, and then through the bead, and that's going to secure the bead to the wire. So I'm going to leave it a little loose so I can tighten it up both sides at the same time. So now I'm going to take this one on the right, and I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to pass it under the thick wire, the 024, and through the bead. So I'm actually passing through the bead a 4th time. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull to cinch that down. And now that I've got both of them here, I can go ahead and pull tight so that that stays in place. You can see it kind of tightened up on the sides there, and I can show you a close-up photo as well. And you just continue on that same way. So now I'm going to take this left side, string it through my bead. A lot of times I like to do them both at the same time. My right side, string it through the bead, and then I'm just going to gently tug on that. You want to be careful with the 010. It is very delicate because it is so thin. It is only, I believe, 7 strands of stainless steel. So it's very thin, very delicate. If it catches an edge of a bead or of a tool, it will curl up. So you just want to use, apply good sense when you're pulling the wire through. Don't go really fast. Take your time. The nice thing about this and not using a thread though is that it's much, much stronger than a thread. So again, I'm going to pass the wire underneath the left, through the center of the bead, if I can get it to go through, and then underneath or over the wire on the right. And I'll just gently tug on that so it gets it into place. And I'm going to repeat on the other side. Take the right hand wire. If you have any difficulty with this, you can always buy the booklet for full instructions. I know some people prefer written instructions, some people prefer videos or pictures, so there's lots of different ways to learn, and for this particular design, you can definitely pick up the booklet if you'd like to get some better instructions. I'm going to take both wires again and just gently tug, and you'll see that pulls it nice and tight up onto that 024. Now I'll continue down the whole length of this, just like I did with this bracelet here, and eventually when I get to the bottom, I'm going to take all 4 strands, the 2 024s, the 2 010s, through another 3x3 millimeter crimp, and then pass through the clasp, back into the crimp, and crimp it with a mighty crimping plier. Which is this guy here. The 3x3 crimps are fairly large, so they can handle several strands of wire, so it's perfect for a project like this. You'll just trim off your excess wire, and then if you want to, you can always add a crimp cover, which is basically like a little open-faced bead. If you have any questions about crimping or crimp covers, there are other videos that cover that on our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to learn more about any of our products, you're always welcome to stop by our website, which is softflexcompany.com. And if you like this video, please do leave a comment or click to like it or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope that this was helpful and that you will give Soft Touch a try because it's a fantastic product to work with.